What's going on? What's going on, guys? What's going on? You are back to Mordecai, the story. Again, I'm starting the story. It's a quick little review from the first episode if you ended up watching it. Another thing, too, on every single episode when I'm uploading it, I have to say this. Depending of where you jump in, you might not understand it very well, so you have to go back to the beginning to fully understand what's going on and whatnot. Then again, if you hop into one of those like hold on real quick and off branch of the story, you might just get that because in this story that I'm telling, there is a lot of off branch. As in, for example, I might say on random story, I might say, for example, I pause like if you did listen to the first one, I paused this and I'm talking about a specific character, how they got where they're at. A lot of time it would be servants that is in the island where they're at or something like that. And even though I'm saying island, you're like, what? What's going on? You don't know yet, but we're going to get there. It's a story. Another thing, guys, if you're hopping into this in the second episode, I'm going to say this all the time. This is a story of my own. It's just popped out in my head and I'm just putting it out here. And you need imagination. You need imagination to listen to me. You need imagination to really understand and be like, oh snap, I to get creative. You need that. And occasionally it will look like some glitch. When I mean glitch, as in like I was here and then boop, because like I say, this is fresh. This is just me creating this joint. So occasionally I'll pause to collect my thoughts so I could know what's going on and stuff like that. And this story, the name of it is Mordecai, and this is the second part of it, second episode. This is the second time, the second one that I'm putting out. And every week I will try my best to put out something. Again, follow, thumbs up, thumb down, and also put some comments down and stuff like that. And also today will be one of the part where a journalist comes to, if you have listened to the first part now, a journalist will be coming to the island and question Lillian about a lot of stuff. What happened on all right, guys, we're back. Sorry I had to take a quick pause. Like again, there'll be a lot of those to, get my thoughts straight and everything. And to be honest, the pause was a little long, so I don't even remember the last thing I said. And also, I don't have nobody editing this for me, so I don't even know how to rewind to remind myself. But sorry. So we're gonna just go ahead and we're just gonna go ahead and say fuck it and just goddamn jump in. So, what we so yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and just jump in. Again, you'll see these glitches because I pause occasional time to get my thoughts straight. From last time, what we were talking is in let me see. Oh my god, bro, I have to keep in Louisiana, and the town where the school is, and of course, I mentioned this before. Even the story will still be connected to pretty much or society right now, the lands and everything. Of course, it is a story. Stories, you add whatever the fuck you want. Okay. So as I was saying before, at the last where we ended at, Drake, something happened to Drake, and he exploded. A tornado pretty much erupted on the state of Lafayette. That's where the school is, and back again. Okay. The name of the school is Lafayette Prestigious High School. It's a private high school where I'm talking about rich motherfuckers pretty much send their kids and shit. So, at the last episode, what we're talking about is Drake exploded, something happened to him, and Leon, which is Drake's father, flew over there and picked him up. Nobody saw really what happened. Like it was a riot, and there was, of course, it's a private high school. There was a shit ton of camera. They saw. Goddamn, I have to burp. They saw that Drake started it. Like they saw that this shit started around Drake. It was like it was him. You know what I mean? So they knew like what the fuck. I think he might have started it. Not to mention, they know that he's the alien on the high school. So now we're gonna go ahead and just hop in. I don't remember if I mentioned that before. Of course, with this story, with Mordecai's story, guys, if you like it, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Also, too, with the journalist, the question that she will be asking, since because I remember my girl kind of reminded me, like, she gave me some pointers, some question that to ask, which I have them noted down and everything, and I'm gonna throw them in there, which is good. Which, like I had said before, that is when you guys will be you guys will know 98% of the information, that like what's going on, where the fuck did they come from, what happened to their planet, how did they end up on Earth, and why the fuck is there an island in like 45 to make an hour away from Louisiana? There's no fucking island there in the Gulf of Mexico. All that will be answered, of how that island came to be, how did they, where were they living before, all these kind of questions will be answered. And everything will be answered from there. And also to like, subscribe, turn on your notification to every time when I post one up, so you can be the first one to know, oh crap, I'm JR, just posted something up, what's going on with the story. Also too, with the journalist question part, you guys could also submit some questions, which would actually even make it even better. If you got a question, you like, I'm curious about these things. Like, let's say for example, let me throw something stupid out there. How did they build their houses in their planet or something? Or what the fuck do they eat? You could throw that in there, and I'll have the journalist ask that question. That will be your question that you ask, that Lillian could answer, and stuff like that. So, further ado, let's just hop right in right now. So, when Leon picked up Drake and he was flying to the island, the last I think I remember I said, he was like kind of almost passing out, and he woke up. He's like, Dad. It's like, Father, something was wrong. Someone was there. He said someone was there, and then he passed out. And the moment he reached the island, as he's flying over, Lillian already called medical groups over, rushing over. One of them, top geneticist. She's a geneticist. Her name's Consuela. They ran with a bed, whatever, and he landed. He landed to the not by the beach, but pretty much landed by their mansion, where their hospital area would be at. There was a bed ready. Lillian was there, and then they put him in the bed, whatever. And she was like, "Hurry up, drop him inside." Okay, we're back. Sorry, I had to get my thought. Anyways, the moment Lillian, Leon came by the hospital where medical stuff was at, whatever. Lillian rushed over, got the bed, and Lillian was like, Consuela, go ahead, would you take care of this for me? She's like, oh yeah, no problem, miss. Of course I will. And she said that in Hispanic. And I'm having a big old burn for it. Like, it's just, because something else is in my mind right now. But the moment they landed, she was like, oh, Consuela, would you handle this for me? I'll be right in there. She's like, yes, I got you, no problem, in Spanish. Of course, I don't have to say, but she's Hispanic. She took him and ran over, and she's like, Lillian was like, oh, what is it called? Hold on. Things. RHC. The RHC chamber is prepping ready. Just lower him in there and he'll be good. It's basically a big old chamber that they put people in. Some for humans, some for them. Because it is filled with like, shit. it's filled. I don't know shit about medical. I don't know no big word for medical stuff, whatever. But for some of you who a little bit knows more about that shit, basically it's filled with liquid in there that also has a lot of their like whomever type of DNA within it and healing stuff to basically help them heal. I'm sure I mean you could figure it out yourself to help them heal faster and quicker and recover 98% of most injuries and stuff like that. So as they were going with him, Lillian is like, "So what did you see? Like, what's going on? What happened to him?" And he said, Drake, Leon started walking back to his basically upstairs, and Lillian's kind of following next to him, and they're talking, and he's like, I don't really know, because when I got there, it looked like he was in agony, and basically it looked like she was almost kind of like he was trying to self-destruct, but not. And afterward, four things crawl out of him. And almost at the end, I felt something else that was within him, but I couldn't pinpoint it, and he passed out. And I picked him up and came back over here. And Lillian was like, huh, all right, but this is a pretty major incident. We could even, so yeah, she was like, huh, that's, Leon, like, what's up? What's going on? Well, I don't know if you noticed how big that was, but it was pretty big. The computer showed me some images, and they went to Lillian's office. It's like UJAS screen, computers. It basically looked like, I don't know if you guys ever seen glimpse of a nuclear plant, how it fucking got all these buttons and computers all over fucking place. And she popped up. She's like, Zen, go ahead, pull up the image. Pull up the image from space. And she's like, yes, ma'am, and pull it up. Zen is a highly intelligent computer, AI, and also Zen is she's also moves around with her quite a bit. As in, there's like a little ball, a big old ball about the size of, about this size, really. I don't know what size I should give it, really. Oh, perfect. Here we go, about this size. And just floating around a lot of time, either she's next to him or wherever, next to her, or wherever she goes. And she's an AI, a highly intelligent computer that they have that floats around with them wherever. And she pulled it up, and you could see almost a UJAS storm on top of that goddamn CD over there. And let me see. Yeah, Lafayette, on top of Lafayette over there, and Louisiana. So everyone knew about that shit. Like, it was too big. She was like, it was pretty big. They're gonna be asking questions, and we've been fine now for over 5 years. They kind of left us alone, referring to, for example, for the 15 years that they've been on Earth, not on, like, they've established the island and made the island, and everything's been going on in the island. They have multiple businesses in the U.S. They have a couple businesses around the world. Really, they pretty much took the remaining oil plants that either didn't get discovered yet. They found them, or that other country was like fighting over, kind of, and they underhandedly kind of like either purchase it or find a way to acquire them, whatever. No, they don't own every single oil plant that exists. It's just that you got kind of the remaining ones. There is no more, like you would say somebody was struck oil somewhere now. I'm sure there still is some places we haven't discovered that there is oil. They scanned the entire planet. They found them. And also, they also found like a couple where you could actually find diamonds and jewelries or gold. They know where a shit ton of them are at. They just acquire a couple of them, but not all of them. There's still a couple of them that they're like, we don't really care. So obviously, these they are fairly wealthy. So she's like, even though we haven't had people on the island, we haven't, the social media kind of left us alone. Occasionally they say some stuff, but they've been leaving us alone. But now the world, this happened, not to mention what happened 15 years ago, we have to put out a statement. She's like, there's somebody that I have in mind, a journalist that I have in mind. I'm going to have him come to the island and I'm going to announce that we're going to accept visitors now because the island is good enough to where it could actually, that they could actually have visitors into the island. Leon was against it. Leon's like, what? Hell no. We're back. Sorry. Yeah, Leon was like, what? No, I don't want these. I don't want these mushk on my island. Hell no. So that's what Leon calls humans because he doesn't really like them. He's very about them. Except, nah, we'll leave that for the journalists. But for the future, that's what he calls humans. He doesn't really like them. Mostly for basically people that is not on his island. Um, we'll explain furthermore. And then Lillian was like, "I'm sorry, but we we're definitely gonna have to because that will affect our business around the world quite a bit. If we can just go to whatever land, cause whatever mishap we want, and do whatever we want. The contract we sign with the every world government is we would remain calm and leave humanity the fuck alone. So yeah, we're gonna have to put something out. We're gonna have to say something." So he was like, ugh, fine, whatever. Just make sure you barricade anything. Just make sure you barricade. She stopped him real quick. Yes, I know. Anything that is sacred and all that stuff, we will make sure they are barricaded. They can't go there. They can visit stuff, stores, and all that stuff. It'll be good for the visitors. And also, too, we even implemented even better measures. She's like, I have better measures. When they come to the island, their cell phone will be put someplace else, and we will provide them with our own specific phones. Their phones, or that they have on the island, it's literally a fucking glass. It's the same size as your phone, thickness kind of wise, but it's just a glass. That's all it is. Um, yeah, and she told him that she's like, don't worry, big bro, I got this, and she left. And moving on forward, she left, and now we're inside where the RCH chamber is, which is meaning for rapid healing chamber, basically. And you can see the doctors. They're doing what they're doing. They're lowering Drake in this fucking chamber, getting them prep and ready and whatnot. And all of a sudden, now let's go back. Now we're back to Lillian. All of a sudden, this journalist. Her name is. Give me a second. Her name is Ellie Chase. Her phone fucking rang. Her phone's ringing. There was a weird number in there. She didn't know what the fuck it was. She hung up. And Lillian left a voicemail, and she was like, "Hey, what's up, Ellie? This is Lillian, and yes, since you are a journalist, I know you know my name. I am Lillian, the Parakon from Blue, and that's what they named their island. They named the island after their planet from Blue, and I'm sure you already heard about the incident that happened in Louisiana and Lafayette over there. I'd like to pick you to come to the island. Um, Call me back. Don't worry, you'll get through if you call this number back. It's a their number is actually longer than regular numbers. You'll get through if you call it back. I made sure you will. I'd like to do a sit down with you and talk about what happened to the island, and I'm sure the public will also have millions of questions of 15 years ago, everything, and I'd like to give you that special. All right, so call me back, and we can have a sit down and discuss it. And yeah, she left her a voice message, and about couple of let me see, maybe an hour later, because uh, motherfucker, I forgot this bitch name already. Look, I have a lot of characters, man, and like I have a lot of characters. A lot of them I don't remember their names. So, uh, Aaliyah finally got to her phone. Immediately, call her right back. Like, she was all shocked and freaking surprised because she is a journalist, yes, but she's not like huge. She's not a big person. To her, she's like, I would say, one of these people we got nowadays, kind of small on social media, trying to put the news out herself on her own little thing, because people doesn't really, nowadays a lot of us don't really like listening to the real truth, and she's the type of journalist who finds the facts and all of that stuff. Because right now in social media, in the news, most of us know these motherfuckers. I don't know, man, with the news that's going on. I'm not gonna get off topic, but you can judge for yourself. Me personally, nah, I don't really believe in these motherfuckers no more. Back then, I believe, but not now. Anyways, she's the type of journalist who actually go finds fact, go find the truth, and don't put out stuff that is not true or that didn't get verified. So she called her back. She called Lillian back. Oh, excuse me. All like distraught. She's like, hey, Lillian's like, hey, calm down. Don't worry about it. And then she was like, I would be glad to fly over, but you guys don't. She's like, you guys don't even have an airline. Like, plane don't go to you. Any plane that flies around your area in the past 15 years, you shot down 4 planes already. And one of them that had civilian, you almost shot it down. She's like, no, we didn't almost. We missed on purpose. She's like, well, okay, but you shot down 3 planes before. Yeah, we did shoot them down, but the people that flew them didn't die, did they? We were just making an example. And I agree. We just wanted to be left alone, and our businesses obviously is being run. And she's like, yeah, you guys have robots running your businesses, and people do shop. And in actuality, even though we have robots, she started asking questions that she's like, and then she stopped them. She's like, look, stop. We're not trying to do this interview over the phone. Whenever you're ready, let me know. And she gave them an address of an airport in Louisiana, of an airport. She's like, we will send a plane there. Everything will be verified. We'll send a private plane. They'll come get you, and you can come to the island. We'll walk around. You could record whatever you want to record. We won't really stop you for anything. And no, I'm not gonna lie to you and give you bullshit crap. Come to the island, and we'll have a sit down, and we can have some questions answered. She's like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. All right, so now Drake has already been inside the healing chamber for almost 2 days, and then they're kind of pulling Drake out. She wasn't really there to handle all that because Drake's injuries wasn't severe. It was just more out of exhaustion of energy, of just pure exhaustion. That's all it was. So Lillian trusts Consuela and trusts her followers and people that she trained to be able to handle stuff like that. She wasn't even sweating none of that joint. She's taking care of other stuff and also getting stuff ready for to actually be able to receive visitors on the island. Remember, even though she told Leon they're gonna announce for visitors, they were not ready for none of that shit. That was not the plan. The plan was not to like allow visitors to people to just come visit, kind of like when you fucking go to Disneyland or some shit like that. Yeah, that wasn't none of that bullshit. No, it wasn't none of that. It's just shit just happened, and now they kind of have to do that so that people wouldn't be too. My back is killing me. So that people, yeah, I don't have, as you can see, I don't have like a one of those fancy chairs and shit. I just have like a one. How much did I bet this bitch for? I had like $5 some shit. Anyways, that's what the island was for. Just their sanctuary and stuff like that. Yes, there's other people, actual people in the island, and those people will be answered soon how they got there. Now, it's already been, let me see, 3. Now, the 4th day, she sent the plane to pick up Liz or Ellie. I think that's his bitch name. I'm forgetting this bitch name constantly. Ellie, yeah, to go pick up Ellie. They went to go pick up Ellie, and Ellie came over. Ellie came over to the island, and she showed Ellie over to the island. They have cars on the island, but the cars don't exactly have wheels. They're just cars that's just floating all over the place and everything. That's the kind of cars that they have, and they don't use gas like we use gas, even though they actually own a shit ton of gas stations across the U.S. and in some other countries. They literally have a couple gas stations, and they're delivering gas to them and doing all that shit. In the island, they don't use gas. In the beginning, they used to, just to get the island started, basically, to build stuff and stuff like that. But after they establish the island and grow everything, they don't have gas or anything like that. So yeah, I had to flip my stuff because we got somebody over there doing her stuff. So she's driving the journalist around. She's being amazed. Like, I mean, the island, within 15 years, the island came from, I would say, just basic lava, that just turned into a fucking island. Like, there was no plant. It was just a rock in this water, and it turned into this huge ass island that's almost the same size as Texas. Almost. Not that big yet, but almost as the same size as Texas. And there's advanced buildings and robots walking around and machines like driving around, cutting little grass, cutting trees, making sure everything looks good and cleaning and all of that stuff. All of that stuff is happening with machines and robots. And there is couple that she sees. The journalist saw a bunch of people walking around and she's like, this was not aware with anyone. No one knew this. She's like, what the fuck? This island is habited. There's people there. It's not just them. And she asked her, she's like, while they were driving around, she's like, oh my God, there's a lot of people. There's a couple kids, not that much kids, but there's a crap ton of, there's a lot of shit ton of kids. There's a bunch of kids around, teenagers and kids that's around, like, let's say from 4 or 5 years old. One thing though, most of these people that's on the island, they are mostly Mexicans, yeah, like I was saying, people from the southeast and everything. There was like some people, I would say, there was not many white people on the island, like from America, like you would say Americans or something like that. There wasn't. Well, actually, no, there wasn't none of them. Sorry. There wasn't no American people in there because everyone thought that even boats, because in their mind, like little boats that gets close to the island, that gets in the water, gets blown out the water, and any like civilian boats get blown out the water or get sunk, and then those people randomly washed up ashore. They don't know how they got washed up ashore because their boats is like almost a couple 100 miles off shore, like off mainland or whatever, and it got sunk because it got close to that area. But before they got sunk, they usually have an alarm that goes off, like another boat that pops up that tells these people, hey, look, get away or your ship will get sunk. And yeah, their ship gets sunk, and for some random reason, they always wash up ashore. What they know for sure is these people never actually died, they just wash up ashore. But their boat definitely got sunk. So for them, they just assume Para Blue, you shouldn't go there. People, doesn't matter. Shouldn't go there. Your shit will get sunk and 80% chance you will die. And all of a sudden, the journalist is driving around seeing this island. There's plenty of people. And they sat down to eat. She had conversation with some of the people, and they're like, oh yeah, it's amazing here. It's beautiful. Oh, nah. They don't bug them. The Lillian is very friendly. Leon's very friendly. Jazz, hold on a second. God damn it, I'm forgetting. Freaking Jazz. They was telling the journalist there's Jasmine. Drake is very friendly. Roland is also is a pretty fun little kid. He Roland is the youngest little brother. He's like 7-8 years old, and he's just a little boy. He just likes having fun and stuff like that. The only difference is, yeah, he's pretty big and whatnot. And also too, they said that they have animals in the island, like lions and tigers and stuff like that. That's on the other side of the island. They said that the only one thing is they kind of don't like their kids going to that area because those lions are not normal lions or normal tigers. They are huge. And in actuality, yes, they are fucking big. They are not the same size as regular lions and tigers. The motherfuckers almost look like goddamn saber-tooths. Except without the teeth of an actual saber-tooth. So, but they said that the kids, the Parakons, be playing with the lions and everything, and rare moments some other kids will go touch these lions and whatnot. They don't necessarily attack the kids because as long as Roland, one of the Parakons, are there, because the lions are big and they are still savage animals. They could eat one of them. Now let's move on. Yeah, so now Lillian's like, okay, let's get this interview started. You know, let's go to my house. And they went to her house. Freaking huge ass mansion. Went up to the balcony where Drake, when he first woke up, that's from last episode where he first woke up and jump off the balcony. They went up to the balcony. They're sitting there and looking at everything. And she's like, wow, it is amazing getting their setup going. And they finally have a sit down. And she's like, when they finally have the sit down, and Lillian was like, hi, how are you? Now Lillian's addressing the whole world pretty much. Now, the whole world is pretty much on Liz's feed to watch this first interview within 15 years since this island got established. Again, people, the world already knew 15 years ago a bomb went off. Goddamn, people. See what I'm talking about? I be forgetting bitch's name. Oh my god. My girl just, while I pause real quick, my girl just addressed me real quick. The journalist's name is Allie. Allie. Fuck, I keep calling this bitch Liz. Who the fuck is? Oh, Jasmine is really nice. Don't know. Oh yeah, okay. The journalist's name is Allie Chase. Ellie Chase. Allie. God damn it. Her name is Allie. Everybody is on Allie's feed, people. Sorry, I need to correct myself. Her name is Allie. The journalist's name is Allie. Is on her feed, and she has a sit down with Lillian to start questioning what the fuck happened 15 years ago. Recap, which will have another episode completely, not the next one. The next one will be mostly the sit down, but because we're about to end this real quick, we got about a couple more minutes to end this. But We will, before we start, I'll let Liz answer a couple questions. But quick recap: 15 years ago, a bomb fucking went off. A bomb went off, and give you the name of the area where the bomb went off a while back, and a couple 160 American soldiers pretty much died by Leon's hands, and China a nuclear bomb actually went off from outer space, from got shot from China, and a shit ton of soldiers from China went down, and also American all their 98% of American bases, soldier bases, their weapon got demolished. Basically, America was left totally defenseless. What happened? You know, remember that all that shit happened 15 years ago. The world knew about that, and it was a big thing. All these questions need to get answered and whatnot. So this is where she's addressing it. She's like, Lillian was like, Ali, before we even start, she's like, "Hey world, my name is Lillian, and yes, as you guys know, I am a Parakon. To you, I'm an alien from a different world, and from what happened in Louisiana at Lafayette, I am here to address that and also to answer all the question that I'm sure will have for me of what happened 15 years ago. And one thing I need to let you guys know 100% is just like you humans do, creating a different scenario of a lie to ease stuff. We don't really believe in that. If I don't want to answer a question, I'll just tell you, I'm sorry, I cannot answer that question. Or I could tell you who you can ask to give you the answer to that question that you just asked. Because, as you already know, I'm not trying to be up above you guys. Obviously, as you see in my island, technology, we are way more advanced than you, and we don't have no reason to lie. You are no threat to us whatsoever, so there's no reason for us to lie to you. So whatever you ask, if we don't feel like answering, we'll just tell you straight up, we don't feel like answering. And so yeah, this is the introduction. How many of us there is, it's not that I don't want to answer that, but in due time, you'll just see how many of us there is. But for now, whatever question you have, we're here to answer. And Ali was like, I can't believe I am here with you. I mean, no one is ever for 15 years, no one knew nothing about you. All we know is you're from a different planet, and your only announcement that you had made to the world is leave you alone and you are no threat to nobody. You don't come mess with my island, we won't mess with you. That's all we know. And also, too, our government told us a little bit of what happened 15 years ago, but the evidence that I've researched doesn't really show that. But the world don't believe me. So I am glad that I am here to get some of these answers from you. But you just said there's a lot of stuff you might not be able to answer. So hopefully I could get some answer from you, even if it is off camera. But before we get into the 15-year thing, we know 15-year thing is even longer and more. Would you be able to at least answer to us what happened in Lafayette? Because the footage that came up is Drake went berserk. That's kind of what it looks like. He went nuts and destruction was just happening. So, in your own words, what happened? She's like, well, to be honest with you, we don't really know yet what happened. He woke up, eat a little bit of breakfast. Him and Roland jumped in a boat, having fun like normal. Motorcycle, got to school. We don't really know what happened yet. We're not sure. And to be honest, we thought there was an enemy that attacked them. And from a little bit of thing that he kind of said, he said there was someone else there. And from talking to Leon, my brother, uh, Leon, the main protector of the island, he's the one. When he brought Drake back, he told me that four people, he saw four things, or he didn't exactly see them, but he just saw four things, was there at the moment and ran off from Drake. So we're assuming that there might be, just like in the past, as you guys kind of theorized that there was alien who came and visit planet Earth. We assume under our noses, even though we have plenty of strong satellite, unlike you, and she giggles with this too. Unlike you guys as little mediocre satellites who can't detect a lot of spaceship that in the past came to your planet. We didn't even detect anything. So we're still kind of looking into what happened, who attacked Drake, or what happened with Drake. So with that, that's pretty much all we know. But don't worry, we've already it's talked to the authorities on to the mayor in Tennessee. In Louisiana. We already talked to the mayor. We already sent we're gonna be paying for all the damages and everything that happened. That's all right. That's no biggie. And the beautiful thing is nobody got hurt, so it was all okay. It was all good. But the moment we find out more, Ali, we definitely will call you and let you know, and you could let the public know really what happened. She's like, wow, that is a first, because even our own government, if something went wrong and they don't know yet, they wouldn't tell us that. They'd probably come up with something, with a air quotation, with something sophisticated or some crap to give us, so that they could figure out what happened. You straight up said you don't know. He's like, well, we don't. I mean, I don't know what happened to him. He's still unconscious. He hasn't waken up yet, but the moment we do, we'll find out. She's like, okay. She's like, so now, and then Lillian giggled. Now we're gonna get into the 15 years, right? She's like, yeah. Well, we will stop there, guys, because we're already 42 minutes in, and I'm trying to make sure this stays at like 30 something minutes. And next time with the next episode, when I post it up, guys, obviously we are there. The question of 15 years ago. 15 years ago, we're gonna talk about. Is gonna be about. Basically, we're just gonna talk about 15 years ago. That's what the chapter is gonna be about. What happened 15 years ago? How did they get there? What's going on? How did the island get where it was at as well? Okay, and that's what we're gonna talk about. Again, guys, thumbs up, thumb down. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe button, hit the notification button. Also, what was it else? Trying to end this quick. If you guys have any question that you want the journalist you want Ali. How you say that again, babe? Ellie, yes. If you want Ellie to say certain things, ask certain question, I'll read your comment and stuff like that. I'll check them out, and I'll have Ali ask some of the questions. All right. You guys have a good one. Let me know what you like. Give me some comments. What's good. Thank you. Bye.